How many unfinished drafts are sitting in your notebook? How many paintings never got put up on the wall or painted? How many songs are still just voice notes in your phone? How many dances are ideas but not actually developed? How many skits or acting things or ideas you've had to put maybe on social media to help build your brand or your page but never did? If you're waiting for perfect, you might be waiting forever. And the hard truth is, perfectionism might be the reason your art is still stuck. So in this episode, I'm calling it out, and we're going to help you get back on track, let go, and start creating freely again. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast, where artists of all kinds come to fuel their passion, sharpen their skills, and thrive in their creative lives. I'm your host, Lara Bianca-Pilcher, life and creativity coach and fellow artist, here to support you on your artistic journey. Whether you're a performer, writer, visual artist, or any kind of artist, this is the space for real talk, practical advice, and inspiring stories. Subscribe and join us each week for more inspiration and actionable insights to fuel your artistry. Let's dive in and get inspired. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast, the podcast that helps you make art you love, build a life that supports it, and stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect casting or the perfect opportunity to feel alive and full as an artist. I'm your host, Lara Bianca-Pilcher. I'm a writer. I'm an author, actually. I have a publishing contract, but a book is in the mix and coming out in about, probably 10 months. It takes a while in production. I'm a performer. Dance has been my major background, if you don't know me, but I've also been an actress I am one, and also musical theatre has been a big part of my journey as well. I'm a certified, it's called a PCC, Professional Certified Life Coach, and I specialise with artists of all kinds, whether you're a dancer, actor, singer, writer, visual artist. And the thing I see over and over again is this: perfectionism is not pushing you forward, it's holding you back. Now, I'm not talking about excellence. I'm not talking about refining your work and high standards. I'm talking about something much more sinister. Perfectionism is holding you back. So in this episode, I'm going to help you understand what perfectionism really is and show you how it's keeping your art and your confidence stuck, and give you some practical ways to break free and start creating again, even if it's messy, especially if it's messy. And if you're currently in a creative rut, wondering how to actually get back in the flow, I've made a free guide with coaching principles just for you. It's called Stuck in a Creative Rut, and it's full of simple steps to reignite your creative momentum. Just head to larabiancapilcher.com, and the link's also in the show notes, and you'll find it, the first thing that pops up. All right, let's dig in. I also want to say that what I'm sharing today, I've been definitely doing myself, stopping myself from hiding because it's not perfect, and allowing myself to show up more authentically this year at the age I am, with the body I have today, rather than the one I had when I was 18. Lots of different things, because all of that comes into this conversation. Part one is really about perfectionism is fear in disguise. Now, I have talked about this before on the podcast, but there is deeper layers that we want to talk about in this episode. It's kind of like a part two. We often think perfectionism means high standards, but the truth is perfectionism is often fear dressed up as productivity. It's fear of being seen, fear of being judged, fear of not being enough. And let me tell you about, I'll just call him Mark. I've changed his name, made up, but a very real story. Mark was an actor and a writer, juggling 3 jobs actually, but support jobs, not all acting jobs, always dreaming of doing something big for that lucky break. But every time that he sat down to write, he froze. He told himself he wasn't ready, went to another workshop, that it wasn't good enough, that someone else was already doing it better. So he didn't write. Not because he didn't care, but because he cared so much that the idea of messing up felt unbearable. A lot of this, of course, was in his subconscious or unconscious mind. That's exactly what perfectionism does. It convinces you that safety lies in stalling, waiting till you're more ready, waiting till the work is more ready. But let me ask you this. Are you protecting your art or avoiding the risk of sharing it because you're afraid that you will be rejected? I understand this. For a long time, I thought I'm a professional actress, I'm a professional dancer. I can only show perfect polished work, especially because we now have social media. And there are a lot of artists that never in 1,000 years would they show up online doing anything silly or anything that makes them look, really maybe just shows their personality authentically for some people. And I think that for me, there's been a big journey here because everybody would dance on social media and I'd be like, that's cute. They're just having a little jig or whatever. They're not dancers. But me, a trained, skilled artist, wouldn't put my work online because it wasn't polished, it wasn't perfect. More recently, if you've been on my social media at lara@biancapilcher.com, I've been showing lots of imperfect art, lots of imperfect things on there because I realized I've not shown up in that way in all the years that I have been an artist. And I had this profound realization that why, as artists, if people are posting themselves drinking a cup of coffee, opening their fridge, doing a jig with no training, why am I not showing up in my imperfection, showing myself doing simple things? This is a huge conversation, my friends. And I really want you to get the heart of this, that you have art to share. And perfectionism can be blocking that from getting out into the world. And I understand. Number one, perfectionism really can affect creative people like us because number one, it delays your growth. You can't get better at something. You won't finish. That's the truth. Number two, it kills your joy. When creating becomes a performance instead of play, which is the heart of creativity when you look back to childhood, it started with play. It becomes no longer fun. My joy was completely robbed from my creativity because everything had to be perfect. I had to be perfect. I thought if I wasn't, that I wouldn't book work. So I didn't even show anything. I just hid. Number three, it hides your voice. When you don't share, your audience can't connect. And connection is why we create, actually. If you've forgotten that, return to it. You're connecting with an audience or you're connecting with somebody about something. And number four, it feeds comparison. Perfectionism constantly says you're not like them and maybe they're too far ahead or somebody else is already doing it and maybe you don't have something. It's a big feast at a table and everybody, it's like potluck. Everyone gets to bring a dish and contribute to the conversation. That's how PhDs work. It's not that nobody else has written a paper or done a study in what they're studying, but they're wanting to further the conversation or at least contribute to it. Art doesn't come from comparison. It comes from truth. It comes from contributing. Let me tell you about another artist that I've spoken with. I won't use their name. She used to draw daily sketches just for herself, lots of doodling. It became much more serious, portraiture, that sort of thing. But over time, she started posting online. That tiny dopamine hit of likes, it crept in. Suddenly, she was curating instead of creating. Did you hear that? Curating. I've been here. Instead of creating. And when her latest post didn't perform well, she stopped entirely. And that happened a few times, and it wasn't even on her. It was the algorithm. Probably. I think what she was posting was fine, but she did share that she stopped because of that. It was just too painful. And because perfectionism told her that she failed, that she wasn't any good. And this is what's so silly is that she would maybe get 200 views. 200 people is a lot of people if you put them in a room. There's a lot of people coming to your exhibition. But online, for some reason, we have these ridiculous size numbers that we think means that we're effective. And a lot of it's completely out of our control. It's an algorithm. And she really felt like she'd failed. And that's what's so dangerous, because it looks like ambition when you're doing this sort of stuff, but it's actually avoidance. Perfectionism can look like ambition, but it is actually quite often avoidance. So, my friends, what do we do? How do we start creating freely again? Let's talk solutions. Here's what I want artists to walk away with from my coaching and what you can try right now this week. Number one, accept the cringe. I like the saying, cringe before you create. The first draft, the first time you try something artistically, a new project, a new whatever, it's gonna be awkward. Your first dance back after injury or a break will feel rusty and horrible. I've just been going through this myself. And truthfully, I let dance go because I didn't think I fit the mold anymore. And I've been taking it back for me. Your first blog, if you're a writer or want to be a writer, might flop and hardly get any views. But that doesn't mean it isn't worth doing. Your first choreography, as you know, you're a great dancer maybe, and you try that and it doesn't go too well. Maybe it's cringy. Maybe you look back on work you've posted or used to do and it's cringy. Embrace the cringe, because that's part of it. Accept it. It's part of the process. It's part of the learning. Number two, set deadlines that ship. What I mean is, give yourself a time limit and stick to it. 90% done and published is better than 100% perfect and invisible. Number three, share before you're ready. This is where the growth happens, even if you feel exposed. Share the thing. Get feedback. Oh my goodness, I know the pain here. I actually just triggered my own memories, which is completely normal in the human condition and how we are. You just got to keep creating. When I first submitted the book that will come out at the time of recording this in 10 months from now, when I first submitted that, I got so many rejections. I had so much feedback that was negative. I just went through a lot, guys, and I'll tell the full story once the book's out, I think. But I had to accept that that was part of learning. And I had to share that book. Even I thought it was ready, but really realize in hindsight it wasn't ready. But the growth happened because I got that feedback and was exposed and put my art out there. Share the thing. And number four, change the question. Instead of, was it perfect? We do ask it, maybe not directly, but we ask this all the time. Ask, did I finish? Did I show up honestly? Did I take a step forward? Maybe as a student you had a performance and it was evaluated and it was marked as whatever the grading system is, let's just say for the sake of argument, a C, and you thought it was an A, and you put in so much work and you got some solid feedback, good feedback maybe, and you just are criticizing yourself and thinking, I'm terrible. Ask yourself, did I finish? Did I show up honestly? Did I take a step forward? Because perfection is not the goal, progress is. And hey, if this is hitting home with you and you're nodding and thinking, oh my gosh, that's me. I'm stuck in perfectionism. I didn't even know, and I don't know how to move through it. I've got you. Go download the free guide, Stuck in a Creative Rut. You'll find it at larabiancapilcher.com. It's practical, real, and it works. And if you want one-on-one help with this, I work with artists privately to build creative momentum and clarity. You can learn more and book a chat with me at the same link, larabiancapilcher.com, and just get the conversation started, get information, and if you decide to go ahead, great. I'm here to help you. All right. Here's one of the most freeing things that you can do around the conversation of perfection. Give yourself permission to make bad art on purpose. I call this the volume rule. Instead of creating one perfect piece, commit to 10 bad ones and be okay with that. One of them will surprise you. All of them will teach you. This is how great artists are made. You can't edit a blank page or learn from that. You can't improve a dance you haven't tried. You can't refine a monologue that you haven't put out there and watched yourself on video doing it back. You can't evolve a song that never gets sung. As one artist told me, my best work came after my worst. And that for me, my friends, is also true. Every time I've shown up with my worst, that feedback has allowed me to refine and put out my best and end up with a publishing contract in the writing, end up with working as a dancer or working in musical theatre or booking that acting job. But I had to make the worst first. Every time, just so you know, I do a self-tape audition, which behind the scenes I'm doing weekly. Sometimes I have to just embrace the fact as I watch myself do my first take back. I go, right, nope, there's my feedback. That wasn't right. I didn't like my eyeline, blah, blah, blah. And I give myself the feedback to try it again and see it as play and workshop, embracing that cringe of that first try. But that first try can be very intimidating for perfectionists. It's a progress though, sometimes a collaboration with yourself. Let's turn this into action. Your creative spark this week is, number 1, pick one project you've been avoiding because it's not ready. And here's what I think you should do next for number 2. Set a timer for 30 minutes. Number 3, work on it, mess and all, with that timer on. Number 4, share a version, even if it's not perfect. Share it, video it with a friend, a parent, somebody that you feel safe to share with, whoever that is. Don't necessarily mean on social media at this point. If you want to, fine. And if you do this, tag me or DM me, share it with me. I'd love to cheer you on. Okay, art isn't always perfect. It's honest though, when you let it be, and that's beautiful. It's messy when you let it be, and that's beautiful. And it's real when you let it be, and that is beautiful. And when you let go of the need to get it right, you unlock the freedom to get it done. And I'm going to repeat that in case you missed it. When you let go of the need to get it right, you unlock the freedom to get it done. And the learning and the growth is in the getting it done. You're listening to Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist Podcast. I'm Lara, your life and creativity coach, and I'll be back next week with a new episode, which is going to be about creating bad art on purpose and the secret to getting better. That's going to be a conversation about ego and how to get your ego out the way so that you can just create. Until then, show up, make the thing, share it, even if it's messy, because you're an artist and the world needs your authentic, artistic identity and voice. With you on the journey, friends, until next time. P.S. I'm going to leave you with the words of a carousel post. Head to larabiancapilcher.com to read it and see the pictures. You're not refining your art. You're hiding. You say you're polishing it, making it better, waiting for the right time. But really, you're scared to be seen. Perfectionism doesn't make your work stronger. It makes sure no one ever sees it. You think perfect will protect you from rejection, but all it's done is keep you and your art in the dark. The version you're hiding, that's the one that might make someone feel less alone, even if it's rough, especially if it's rough. So, what if your art is unfinished? So are you. So are we all. Please stop waiting to be perfect. Be real instead. That's what we need. Bye for now, friends. Thank you for tuning in to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss an inspiring conversation or actionable insight. You can read the show notes and learn more at larabiancapilcher.com. And be sure to share this episode with fellow artists who could use a little extra inspiration. Until next time, keep creating, stay audacious, and remember, your artistry matters.